first of all, I like to say how how are you guys doing? And what I'm gonna try to do today is speak about something that's it's a big problem with a lot of us, especially us that are supposedly God's people. You know, we all are God's people, but those of us that for some reason may have some doubt that God really does exist. Let me be one to be able to tell you, yes, he does exist. And one of the biggest things that come against our belief, those of us that really know God to be who he is and believe him to be who he is sometimes this life would do things or cause things or put people in our lives that will cause us to have doubt, okay? I just recently had an experience, concerning my health. And I mean, it wasn't just my health. I am a United States boxing instructor. I'm also a United States amateur official. I've been training fighters for, over 20-something years, and I've been involved with dealing with young people in sports to help them change their lives for over the past 40 years. But people like myself, there's a greatness in us that the devil don't want you to realize. And the way he attacks us is through fear. Now that's been proven, and I can talk to you about that, with great authority, because that was proven just recently. I've been going through a sickness which, I'm coming out of it now. I'm not completely healed, because if you look, you will see there's a little bandage on my eye, and that's evidence of what I went through and what I'm now coming out. There's a fear that the devil will put in our hearts and mind, which is really an ignorance. Because what he does, he'll blind us with a fear that don't allow us to see what God has done for us already. Okay, in other words, he doesn't want you to come out of certain valleys of horror to get to plain, good, beautiful horizon, which he knows is there, okay? But by my going through that, my personally going through that, and being able to call on people that really know who God is. And in other words, that you have to go in prayer and ask those that have strength, like you have too, but their strength is not being tested as severely as yours is right now. So what you do, you hope or you ask those people to come together in prayer. And all of that prayer for me was like thread being bonded together. And with that thread being bonded together, God made a rope. And what he did, he extended that rope down to me. And the faith that I had and the struggle I was dealing with, my other faith, it glued my hand onto that rope. And I was pulled out of that valley of horror, that valley of doubt. Now, let me tell you this. You will experience the pain, because pain is a symptom of sickness. Okay? But the sickness can have fear attached to it. And that's really not part of the sickness. That's the devil putting on, like in Congress, just putting in a bill on something that really has nothing to do with what's being talked about. Okay, so again, by me going through that and realizing that, okay, all of those doubts that I may have had about does he really exist, I found out the only thing that was bringing me through that was my calling out that name. Now, I grant you this. We all know, not we all, but some of us know that, the languages have been hidden or destroyed for whatever reason. Some names may not be exactly what we call them, but we know we're calling out to that person, okay? We say Jesus or Joshua, whatever, we know. And he knows who we're calling out to. And the reason I know he knows is because no one else or nothing else was able to pull me out of that depression I was in. And put it to you like this: if you hurt enough, you'll try every medicine until you get to the one that really works. And your faith has to be what gets you to that medicine. Now, your faith doesn't have to be great, but it has to be there. It has to be enough where it'll allow you to say, you know what? Regardless of what somebody say isn't, I need to know what is or what is not. Because I am the one going through this. And please believe me, God is really who he says he is. And when he brings you through those valleys of despair, those accompanied with pain, because like I want everybody to understand, sickness has pain attached to it. That's why, and it has discomfort attached to it. That's why it's sickness, okay? But we have to realize that God has already given us doctors. He's given us people that can talk to us about maybe going through some of the same things or something similar and how they came out. So he's already given us what's needed. What we have to realize is that we have to have enough faith and really enough sense to grab on to that what's being reached out to us instead of not reaching out at anything. That really doesn't make any sense. So what I want to say to some of you that are struggling with your faith or believe that there's no hope when you're in despair, I am a living witness. And I've got a patch here to prove it, because I had serious eye surgery. And my fear was that, oh my God, what am I going to look like? So devils are letting me, he just running all this to me, but now I'm afraid to go ahead on and accept what God has put in place already, that being the doctor with the ability and with the knowledge to do what I need to be done, because I'm the one suffering. But now the devil has attacked my mind. Thank God for a good wife. Thank God for family members that know how to pray. And thank God for the way I was raised and taught. And I was able to go back and grab those words that were needed in this moment. Even though the devil, he's got me. He's got me. He didn't put a con job on me, because again, I'm worried about what I shouldn't be worried about. But the pain hit me so hard that I said, okay, I have to believe in what I've been taught about how God is there for us and that he can bring us through anything if we trust, believe, and hold on to him. Okay, so I said, you know what? This pain is worse than this depression that's been added on to me by way of fear. And I remember reading that God does not give us the spirit of fear. So this spirit then snuck in. Okay? By this spirit sneaking in, now I'm under the weight of this spirit. There's nothing I can do by myself to get from under the spirit. Now the power of prayer is proven that it's more powerful than the spirit that then snuck into, my mind. So people went to praying, I went to praying, asking my wife to pray. I don't want no drugs right now. What I want is something that's real. I want prayer. I don't want nothing to control. I want something to root it out, which I knew was prayer. That happened. Okay, now we go back to, I had enough nerve to go through the operation. Okay. Come out of the operation, then, now we have to say, okay, man, what do I look like? So my wife and my doctor say, you know what? it's not as bad as you think, because there was a need. You had a need. You had a need to be whole again. Okay? Those things has been done already. Now, even with those things being done, the devil still comes in and he tells you, you know what? Don't look at it because they're lying to you. You really messed up. You see what I'm saying? So now fear done hit me again. I've let fear hit me again. I forgot that, okay, God already told me I fixed this. My wife, my doctor, the people that's there that sees what I'm not, what I'm afraid to see, they see it. So now I'm trying to slip back into depression. Okay, so I get it. So wait a minute, I need more prayer. You know? So I'm praying and I ask the Lord, give me the strength to face what I'm afraid to face for whatever reason. You know, I mean, my natural man is taking over now. He's kind of got his foot on the spirit man, and I am allowing that because I've slipped back and I'm not using the strength I'm supposed to have. So I asked my wife, look, don't lie to me. Am I disfigured? Because if I am, I'm not going to be able to handle it when I face it myself. And she said, let me tell you something. You're going to have to learn to face your fear, because regardless of what I tell you, what the doctor tell you, or what other people say, until you face that fear yourself, you will not get any relief at all. I'm listening to this. Y'all, this is okay. But I'm still wondering, okay, am I disfigured? It went on for days. What I did is went up in the bathroom and I said, you know what, I'm going to try to take a little sneak peek. Pull back just a little bit of the shade so I can look in pretty much the living room with a little light. What happened is that when I pulled back the bandage just a little bit, the devil told me, wow, I told you, look how bad you look. Now, all I saw was a little bit and I hurried up and covered it back. Okay, he had me again. Then I'm saying, you know what? Man, I ain't as strong as I thought I was. And God told me, well, I told you that already in my word. None of y'all are stronger than what you think you are. But there's a strength in you that can be released if you just believe and you follow my instructions, okay? All right, God, you right, but I'm still dealing with this. Okay, so I said, man, I got a beautiful wife. She still looks at me the same way. You know, I can't be as ugly as I thought I'd become. Now, there's no excuse for me trying to remove the ugliness that's been there already, okay, because that's going to be with me for a lifetime. We understand that. So I said, you know what? I got in front of that mirror, and I said, I've been one for years, because I told you, I'm a United States coach, boxing trainer, and you know, all this above. I've taught people to face fear. And here I'm standing in front of myself, and I am without the courage to do what I've taught other people to do. So that makes me say, you know what? If you want to stand in authority of showing other people the way, don't you think you should follow those same instructions? I mean, you know, my conscience is beating me up. You know, now fear still there, fear and the conscience. These guys battling each other, you know. I'm standing in front of the mirror and say, okay, y'all go ahead and argue your point, but I'm going to have the last say. So, bam, I pull the bandage off. Wow, to my amazement. That lying, deceitful spirit of fear held me in a cage that I had the key to get out all of that time. When I looked at the results of my surgery and I saw that what God said and what God did even before I was born, He fixed it already. But the devil put this on me and deceived me into thinking that, you know what, God lied to you. But I can tell you as I'm sitting here, those fears are placed on us so we can never arrive to where God has already destined us. And that's the greatness that he has in us. And until we are able to face our fears, to believe him and believe him in his word, we will never stand before the greatness that's in us to be able to receive it and share it with other folks like I'm able to do and share this with you tonight. Because let me tell you, each and every one of us have greatness. We have greatness in us. That greatness is being pushed and suppressed because the devil fear your greatness is going to cost him less and less and less real estate, because you guys, we are going to become the owners of what he's stolen from each and every one of us. So I sit here and I tell you guys, and I mean, like I say, you can see, I'm still recovering, because I still have the bandage and all that. But I can tell you, I am more stronger in my faith now than I've ever been, and he knows it. And he knows people like me that comes out is going to give you guys the map for you to get through yourself. So I pray that this, revelation, and I guess testimony will in some way help you go through what you may be going through now. Surround yourself with real God-fearing people. Understand that you're only human, that you will suffer some setbacks, you will suffer some weaknesses, but what you do, use your weaknesses to pull you to where you can grab onto somebody with a little bit of strength, more strength than what you got, and allow them through prayer and through truthful witnesses to pull you out of where you at. Because let me tell you, once you come out, that chamber of horrors is still there. So when you get on the other side, you help pull someone through. Thank you.